Thank you for making time to invest in the Your Voice is Power creative computing competition. And well done for making it this far, where we're going to look at subprograms and song structure. So, a little bit of music theory and a little bit of Python coding to help make your coding more efficient. So, at the end of last video, we introduced the idea of making some beats using this kind of text based representation of a rhythm. I've taken it a bit further than the last video by giving the idea of counting. So rhythmically, we often kind of count in fours, and as in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I've just written that out as a comment to help with all of these beats here. So I've got a sound that will kind of go da 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 da. It's probably best if I play this, isn't it? Let's comment that out, run it, and see what it sounds like. So you can hear the bass drum here. You can do beatboxing a lot better than me, I'm sure you can. But you can play around with all of your beats, but I'd like to kind of repeat this lots of times. I could just copy and paste the whole thing lots of times at the end, which would work, but I'd like to be able to do things much more efficiently than that. As in, I want to be able to put some vocals alongside this beat. And then I want to be able to repeat that a couple of times for the verse and do something completely different for the chorus. So let's see what we've got. Don't know why I can't save it to the cloud at the moment. So basically, I want to give this section of code a name and then reuse it as much as we like. And those of you that do computing will know that you can define something useful in Python. I'm going to call it verse. And we want to say where it's going to start. So let's say start point. And then everything within the verse, I'm going to indent. So I'm going to press tab. That's the button to the left of Q on the keyboard, or shift and tab to unindent. Now, when I run this, there's going to be no drum beats anymore because it won't put the verse in. This is defining what a verse is, but it never actually makes a verse. So to call this subprogram, we say the name of it, and we provide a value for the start point. So I'm going to say start at the beginning. So now we've got a verse at the beginning. Well, what on earth was the point of that when we had that already? Well, the beauty is I can have a verse, I can have another verse, I can have another verse, and as many verses as we like, and it will repeat all of this. It doesn't look particularly useful yet because it doesn't do anything, because this start point isn't being used in our code. We call this a parameter. And at the moment, on track 1 and on track 2 and track 3, they all start at the beginning. That's a 1 here at the beginning. Instead, if we say, okay, start at the start point instead, then it's going to get much more useful. Let's just move this so it's in line with the beats. So now, when I run it, we've now got a repeated pattern because we do it lots of times. Now, bear in mind that even if we just do one verse, I think that's going to be 2 measures. Look, 1 bar, 2 bars. So maybe if I want a little break and then start at verse, well, let's just go straight for at bar 3. It starts here. Or I could have a little break in here and say, okay, don't start at 3 or 4. Let's start at 5. There we go, and we've got a break to do something different. The idea with computing is to be able to write as little code as possible that does as much that is as useful as possible. Let's have a listen. So maybe I want a different rhythm for this part here. So let's copy this, give it a different name, and just change the beat ever so slightly. So maybe we can call this verse style 1 and verse style 2. So if we run it, we'll get an error because it doesn't know what verse is anymore. Let's say verse style 1. We'll do that twice. Is that going to work? I think so. Yeah. But what I want to do is just have a different style here. So maybe I'll take out all of these clicky things, or just have them every 4. So like da 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 da, and and then a click, 1, 2, 3, click, 1, 2, 3, click, 1, 2, 3, click. You'll notice that music is all about patterns and repetition. There's a massive link between music and code. Don't know if that'll work. Let's change the drum beat ever so slightly. So maybe like boom, 2, 3, 4, boom. No, let's just have a repeated something like that. I don't know what this is going to sound like. And then we'll keep the click the same for a bit of consistency. Right, we've defined a verse style 2. Let's pop verse style 2 in, starting at bar 3. Will it work? Yeah, there we go. Right, let's have a listen. It's probably going to sound horrific. You can be much more creative and come up with your own pattern. This is verse style 1. This is verse style 2. And notice that it stopped singing now because this track is finished. So we just need this to last a little bit longer. So starting at bar 1, can we make it stop at bar 7 or bar 8? Let's try again. Yeah, this looks better. Right, here we go. So this is verse style 1 into verse style 2. And then back again to verse style 1. Remember, you can slow it down, you can speed it up, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm sure you can be much more creative than I have been. Next time, we are going to look at advanced features and effects. So maybe you want sounds to fade in, fade out, add a distortion sound, any special effects that you want to add in, we'll look at that. And remember, the messaging of your remix has to be all about equity, about entrepreneurship and racism. So make sure you've got at least one clip from Pharrell Williams' Entrepreneur track, and then it emphasizes that really positive message with the music. Have fun. I'd love to hear what you're creating, and I'll try and do a video next week where we talk about the advanced features and effects. Well done.